verb, a word almost everyone on Earth knows. I took an exclusive tour of Google's New York headquarters with Executive Chairman Eric Schmidt, where he opened up about why he thinks America is still the nation to beat.
America is the best innovator in the world today, and that's going to continue. America has 18 of the top world's research universities. It's still a place of the best innovation. America is the world's innovation center. It's still possible for 2 people, 3 people with a graduate students and so forth to create a brand new company that will change everything in the world today. There's every reason to believe that America can grow very, very successfully with a focus on innovation.
There is a reason Eric Schmidt is so confident about the future of America. Even in hard economic times, Google is thriving. Revenue surged more than 30% last quarter, putting Schmidt in a good enough mood to give us a rare glimpse behind the scenes. So this is inside Google, second biggest office for Google in the world?
That's right.
In Manhattan?
Yes, right in downtown Manhattan, about 3,000 people, one large and an adjacent building. And what's interesting is about half and half high-quality engineering and sales and marketing. Nobody thought you could build the world's best engineering center right in the downtown of Manhattan, but you can.
Situated in the heart of the meatpacking district of New York, Google's unique office space spans 2 buildings and an entire city block.
The old model was you'd have your office and the door would be closed and so forth. But in fact, this is much better, and people are used to it. If they want privacy, they put on their headphones and listen to music while they're programming. But they literally stare at screens all day.
I can tell these are engineer-designed desks. There are cafeterias and snack stations with free food every 150 feet. An incentive to keep people close to their desks.
The only asset that matters is people in a company like this. And so keeping them here, keeping them motivated. Frankly, they work incredibly hard. We give them internet connections at home, of course, and they work pretty much all the time. And after all, they're trying to change the world, so they really care. I don't need to worry that they're at work. I know what they're doing. We can also measure, by the way, what they're doing, because we can see the productivity and know whether they're making progress or not.
So you can literally watch it in real time.
And we do.
People get all worried. They say China and India are churning out engineers. Are they turning out better ones?
They certainly have some of the best in the world, and we try to hire them. We would much rather have those Chinese engineers working here in America for us, producing great products and benefits for America.
Google is doing everything it can to hire the best and the brightest all over the world, with 60 offices in 30 countries. What countries would you say right now are the least open to what you do?
The most shocking country of all is North Korea. North Korea is very difficult to operate in, but it's a country where there's so little conversation and so few people peering into it that people really do believe that their dear leader really is godlike, even as people are starving in the streets. And sometime in the next few years, North Korea will open up too. It's the last one.
And then a country like China, do you feel that you have the edge you need in China? Because it's amazing when you look there and, it's not YouTube, it's Youku, right? Or it's not necessarily Google, it's Baidu. I mean, they've really encouraged and built their own companies now in the biggest market, or the biggest growing market in the world.
In the Chinese model, there's a Chinese equivalent of every American firm. There's a Facebook equivalent, there's a Twitter equivalent, there's a Google equivalent, which are doing well. The Chinese laws make it very difficult for American companies to enter China and operate. You have to operate through a joint venture, and you're subject to these horrendous censorship laws. After 5 years of trying to make this work, we decided to move to the other China. They love to say, one country, 2 systems. Well, we prefer the open system of Hong Kong. There is a firewall, literally called the Great Firewall, which blocks content that they don't like between Hong Kong and the mainland, forcing them to do the censorship. We just could not abide by their rules.
So is this really going to be the century for China, China's century product?
China is the world's manufacturer, and they do it very well. They do not yet have all of the advanced society functions that they need, an independent judiciary, the kind of political dynamic and creativity, the kind of advanced universities that are needed to do what we've been able to do in the United States. There's an open question as to how long it will take them to get there.
I met a little boy in China this summer, and his name was Bill. They named him after Bill Gates. We had sort of done this question as to whether the next Bill Gates or Steve Jobs would be born in China or in the United States. Part of that's luck, but part of it really isn't luck. Where do you think the next one of those people will be born?
I think that the next one of those people will be born in America and will be a successful American entrepreneur, because it's not just the person, it's the system that they're part of. Innovators create millions of jobs in America. We need to create them, and we also need to welcome them from other countries when they want to come and relocate to America.
And we're still not doing that to the level we need to be, are we?
Of all the crazy rules in our government, the craziest of, bar none, is that we take the smartest people in the world, we bring them to America, we give them PhDs in technical sciences, and we kick them out to go found great companies outside of America. This is madness.
More than 31,000 people work for Google, and New York is the company's second largest office after its sprawling headquarters in Mountain View, California. Here the motif is classic New York City. Hallways with fake subway grates, conference rooms that look like a meat locker, and razor scooters to get from one end of the building to the other. Video conference rooms line the fake city streets, and huddle rooms designed after city apartments are there to make people feel at home. Woman's apartment.
Yes.
Bra hanging from the bed, and a cat, really? And a cat? While privacy is always an option, Schmidt says the best ideas come from people working together in extremely close proximity. What's the future for Google? I mean, you've got the Google TV, you've got the phones, you've got the search, but you also have wind farms, cancer diagnostics, clean power, all sorts of things. Your finger's in a lot of pies, which could be a sign of strength or a sign of a lack of direction. Which is it?
It's, of course, both. One of our strengths is our lack of direction. We actually let people invent new things, and we see how far they go. And if they work wonderfully, then we will continue them. And if they don't work so well, we'll try something new. Google is the largest systematic innovator at scale I know of. What we try to do is to bring out new things and see if they work. We've done particularly well in information technology and information search, which is essentially a math problem. And we do that, I think, better than anybody else.
When I asked him whether Google was a monopoly, he sort of smiled, as did the engineer behind him, and he said, no, I just think we do it better than others. All right, thanks so much for watching. Anderson Cooper 360 starts